starting the stream now.
You've already done it, haven't you? You've already done it. You've already done it, haven't you?
Oh yeah. No, I definitely haven't.
There it is. You just went on for a tiny bit too much. So I thought, you probably have to start.
So, hello everybody. Welcome,
Hello.
Internet. How are you? How are the transatlantic cables going, Internet? Anyway, with me here, I have some very special guests for Star Trek Pathos.
Hello,
so,
everyone.
would you like to say hello and introduce your characters, please?
Yes, so Dodrebur again.
Yes.
Sure. Hello everyone. I'm CangoFango, and I... What?
Click.
Yeah, I
like to click.
I play the human female communications officer on the USS Pathos by the name of Doviah Drenlich Twossock. Hello.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Dodrebur, or Dodd. I am the Captain Shiun of the USS Pathos, who is a Vulcan.
Yeah, this guy's getting a bit old now. I am Sir Rogue. I play Nero. If I actually logged in the game, I can log in the game first. The pilot.
Yay! You finished the sentence properly. Great, thank you very much. We're making progress. So, right. Things seem to be working. Hello, chat. Hello, VGR. Hello, Rooms Bath. And hello, Shoutouts. Wait, what? Hello, CangoFango. Wait, what? That's odd.
What's odd?
But we're both there. That was a bit like... Anyway.
And we're here, so...
What do you mean, since there are gonna be many enemies? What do you mean?
I have no idea.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this goes.
I mean, I'm sure you could manage to gather some enemies if you really wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if we
It would be
wanted
very
to.
easy, really.
Yeah, it really would. I mean, the Romulan neutral zone isn't far. All it would take is for you to just wander over into the neutral zone, and that's basically a declaration of war. So...
No, it makes some enemies, yeah. But do we really want that? I don't think so.
So yes, that is the stream title. Children of Theseus, Part 3. And we are probably going to conclude this episode in this stream. So... hello, the infamous tracker!
Hello.
I forgot to listen to last few videos, so I probably should go, no, stay, it'll be fun.
Yeah, it would be.
It's all fun.
Afterwards,
anyway.
If you want to watch it afterwards, then it will all make sense afterwards.
And we have to do the recap anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Thank you for saying we, which indicates that you will take at least some of the responsibility for that.
Sure.
Okay, so I guess that was as good as time as any. So, would anyone like to do the recap?
Maybe we could all collaborate on it. Maybe chat could help, actually.
Well, I would love to, but again, I don't take notes, so I have no clue.
VGR, you could do the recap if you wanted to.
I suppose a better question would be, is anyone going to do the recap? Not would anyone like to.
Nah.
Okay, anyway, let's not waste any more time. So,
yeah.
That's it, the stream's over. Let's not waste any more time. No.
Wait,
No. So, what happened? Well, you were supposed to rendezvous with the colony ship USS Theseus and bring their colonists and supplies to a planet to found the colony of New Athens, which is the first Federation and Federation, or rather the first Federation and first Federation colony ever. So, quite important that succeeds. However, before you rendezvoused with them, you received a distress call from them, and when you got there, about half an hour later, some very strange things started to happen. Long story short, you went on board, found out that a lot of time had passed for them, many decades, if not centuries, who knows, and that two factions seem to have formed. The Office, presumably officers, and the Collies, presumably colonists. The former seem to be in control of the saucer and the bridge, and the latter seem to be in control of the pods that are attached to the bottom, and main engineering. A few other notes are that the children seem to be in a very special position, because the adults seem to be warring with each other, of the two groups. It's not that clear what for or why, but the children seem to be immune, covered by something that they call the Prime Directive, never heard of it, and they seem to be acting as diplomats or envoys. So, half right about the time dilation, yeah. So, yes, after talking with some people, it was discovered that they had no idea that they were actually in space and that there was stuff outside of their ship, only old stories told by old bats. So after looking out a window, from which the paint was removed, they were kind of surprised, and one guy, whose name I totally know and I'm not currently looking up.
Totally off.
Nathan Canner?
Yes, Nathan Canner.
Yeah.
I knew it was Canner, I just didn't remember Nathan. Nathan Canner, the leader of the Collies, was kind of forced to cooperate with you, at least somewhat, in your endeavor to get to main engineering, to lower the, to stop the warp field from which is trying to initialize but can't because the warp coils are too badly damaged. So, yes, that's happening.
Yeah, yes. And we even offered, because he thought that we just sabotage something, we just somewhere. We said basically that, well, they can watch us do whatever we need to do, and that is fine, because we're not doing anything bad. And then he agreed to that.
After a great roll from the captain.
Mm-hmm.
So, there are, I think, two more things that I would like to mention. One is that the thing which they said chased them when they sent out the distress call is something that they called a Hades gate, which upon research turns out it is a theoretical phenomenon which is basically a gateway to another parallel universe that is kind of rubbing up against this one. Like the two things are rubbing up between the two. It's like a tear through which you can pass. But the laws of physics can be different in the other universe, of course. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing. The second thing I wanted to mention, which I hope I haven't forgotten, what was it? Oh yes, of course. Was that they, a little bit to the first thing again still, is that they said that they were never caught by it. They said that they were running away from it at low warp speeds for as long as anybody knows. The second thing I want to mention is that what was it? Yes, there was a plan proposed by Joseph Westacre, the Chief of Security, to have some shuttles standing by in case they need to take part of it by force, or in case you don't call back every 10 minutes like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Now, am I forgetting anything?
Well, at the very end, we were investigating main engineering, we got contacted by our chief science officer, Lieutenant Commander Jay Baylor.
Mm-hmm.
He said there's some weird subspace activity about 2 AUs away from here.
Yep.
That suddenly started as we're working on this.
Mm-hmm.
So,
coincidence? Or is it caused by your actions? Who knows? So, now that we're quarter of an hour in, an eighth of the total duration of the stream, I think that we should probably get started. I know it's a terrifying prospect, but it might be a good idea. So, we've got 4 momentum. We've got 4 momentum.
Oh, it's momentum. Yes, sure.
Yes, it's a core part of Star Trek Adventures.
I am, of course. Yes.
So, the last scene, well, the scene where we're going to continue with, is in main engineering aboard the USS Theseus, where Mr. Zaveru is currently in the process of examining the consoles. There are some of the guards standing by, as well as Mr. Canna. Nero and the captain are also there. So, I suppose...
Where? Oh yeah, I'm a hostage. Oh yeah, I remember.
You're hostage.
Yep.
So, I suppose the question would be, since you've just been informed that there's some weird subspace signals, some weird subspace activity 2 AUs away, is there any orders that the captain would like to give to the Pathos?
Basically to keep an eye on it, monitor if there are any changes, keep us informed of any of those changes.
Okay.
And to be prepared if and when we get the warp field down, be prepared to make a hasty transport just in case.
Right. So
that seems reasonable.
Good. So, as Mrs. Veru is working with different tools on the console, scanning different things, he goes over and says, now this is a little bit worrying. It looks like the warp core has been trying to establish a warp field for so long that some of the circuitry is fused. If we try to turn it off, I can't have the computer regulate the shutdown. I'd have to do it manually. I can do that, but it's going to be a bit tricky.
Yeah.
I would need Nero to perform the actual shutdown.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Of course. Should we proceed, Captain?
With the unusual activity, I'm hesitant to delay.
Right you are.
Well, let's go.
Okay, so he runs over to the other side and over to a console and says, right, ready when you are, Nero. So you are going to have to start this. He's going to switch over to manual control, and he's going to be then busy keeping everything stable, because he has to disengage the computer control first. So, if you would like to begin the shutdown procedure, I would need you to give a control plus engineering task of difficulty 2.
Okay. I'm guessing that quantum mechanics doesn't. Complication range still 1.
Complication range is still 1.
We've got 4, haven't we?
Yep.
Temperature till 1 if that's okay with everybody.
Sure, that's fine with me.
Okey-dokey.
Oh, and while they're busy with all this, I'm gonna be keeping an eye on the room in case any possible interruptions decide to pop up.
Nah.
Mm,
What are the chances of that happening?
Okey-dokey. Here we go. Chat with me, luck. Oh, come on. No fair. There you go.
Huh.
It's gonna go boom boom.
I see.
So,
Interesting.
you attempt to start it. He switches over to manual control.
God damn, chat.
He switches over to manual
Where's the
control.
luck?
And this is going to be a roll for him. So, he's going to have to roll every iteration of time, ever so often, as it's a continuous thing. So, this is going to be a difficulty 3 with a complication range of 2. It is going to be his control plus engineering, which is a 16 for him. He does have a focus that applies, and he also has cautious engineering, which means that if you buy dice with momentum for his roll, he can re-roll one of them. So,
I'd love to buy a die for him with momentum.
Yeah.
everybody's in agreement?
Yes.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So, rolls 3 dice, focus used yes. Here we go. Huh. That's interesting.
Okay. For some reason, for me, it only rolled 1 die
So,
on the actual view on the
He's
map.
going to re-roll
Just
one
the
more die.
19.
He's gonna choose to re-roll the complication, of course. By the
Or
way,
is
did
it
that
random?
matter? Oh, it did matter. The
It did.
complication range did matter.
Huh.
Ooh.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh no.
So, he's switched over. Alarms start going off. And I'm going to turn his well, he didn't get a complication because he just didn't succeed. Because he re-rolled. However, Nero, you try to initiate shutdown procedure. However, you are blocked because you need a passcode. You try your Federation one, it doesn't work. Seemingly, it seems to have been reset by someone at some point.
Give me the code now.
Huh.
Who do you say that to?
The computer.
No, to the I can't.
Yeah, we were
kick it
escorted
first.
here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
Mr.
kick it
Cannon.
and then ask for the code.
So Canna says, "We do not have it. It is the office who have it." At this point, Zaveri is like, that's, wait, what? Oh, no, I've got this. Beeping alarms going off.
Sure.
A. So, there are options. You've got options. So, Nero, you could try to, 1, circumvent it on a software level. So try to go through the computer to try to circumvent it, to hack your way through, essentially. Option 2, you could rip off the panels and try to reroute the system physically, changing the wire connections to try to avoid the part of the computer where the password block is in. Or 3, you could try to very quickly somehow get in touch with the leader of the office, who you don't even know who they are yet, and try to get the password code thing from them.
I don't think we have time to convince them.
If anyone else has any other suggestions of how you could proceed, you're more than welcome to say it. It's not a password blocker unit.
Yeah.
However, since you're not using the computer, since he's doing it, you could maybe do the entire thing without the computer. So you might be able to bypass the computer. However, messing around in these systems could be quite dangerous.
I will do.
Question.
Yes, go ahead.
So, Rogue, if you were to attempt either of those things, would you be able to use determination?
Good question.
That's. That's values, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, there's gore in the moment. Ride or die, or stick it with gum and tape.
Uh,
Because I don't think a book will always have a book stashed. Because that doesn't.
I mean, hastily rerouting the hardware system
I think
might work with that.
I think that fix it with gum and tape would apply in this case.
So yes, the answer to that question.
All right.
Plus, remember, you don't have to now, but remember, if you have a milestone saved, then you can refer back to the previous adventure, and if there's some connection there, some relevance, you can use that instead of a determination. If there's some connection to how you gained that milestone and saved it. Just as you don't need it now because obviously a value applies, but if you wanted to, just something to keep in mind.
Yep.
Nero cast inspirational speech, +2 to all player rolls for the next 2 turns.
Yeah,
That would be detrimental because you want to get lower rolls.
Technically wrong character.
Terrible speech. That's a terrible speech, Nero. Like that's like, what am I even supposed to? There you go.
Right. Anyway, so yeah,
No.
can use
That's
value.
insane.
Right. So which way do you want to do? The thing is, if you try to do it on a software level, it's going to be harder, but the complication range is going to be lower. If you try to rip off a panel and do it on a hardware level, on a physical level, it is going to be easier, but the complication range is going to be higher. So what do you want to do?
I kind of want to do.
-2 turns?
Anyway, basically, I'd rather do it the engineering way.
Both are engineering way.
Yeah. It's software engineering versus
Okay.
hardware.
I never actually wonder what. I need to change that. Right. Probably do a higher complication range. Let's just have fun.
Okay. So,
And
which, by the way, you do not have plot armor. If things go really horribly wrong, then
Things will happen accordingly.
it might be time for a reboot of the series.
Yeah. And
hold
the animated
on. I have a
series.
plan, okay, guys. I have a plan.
I don't know if that
I said it
is
the last time
supposed to make me
before.
feel
That didn't
better
work.
or... okay, so...
Yeah, so we'll have a
Well, for
start.
now, the plan is hopefully roll well, and this goes okay.
Yeah. Otherwise,
So-
we'll have a Star Trek Pathos, the animated series.
So you
Right.
can take the auto crit with as a third die.
So, let me just tell you the roll first. The roll is going to be a... Since you're using the one with the easier difficulty but the larger complication range, it is going to be a difficulty 2, complication range 3.
Hello, Nella.
Nella, hello!
What?
Welcome!
Welcome on in.
This is not going to go well.
Hello.
So,
You basically are just about to cause chaos. That's what you've done. You've got surprisingly about to cause chaos.
yes.
So, make your roll.
Wait.
Cast the dice.
Wait, hold on,
and let
hold on.
fate decide.
What's the... Right,
Wait,
it's
fate?
auto crit. That's 2 already.
So you've already
Yeah.
succeeded, but you need to roll.
So
anyway.
basically, you're just trying not to roll a complication.
So do you want to buy dice?
No, thank you.
What is the roll again? Is it
It is
control?
right. Sorry, it could be. So I would say, in this case, probably daring plus engineering, considering that you've been playing your character a little bit nervous anyway, and now there are alarms going off. The guy, the main
he's
the chief
basically-
engineer is struggling and failing currently at sustaining what's going on manually. So I would say daring. plus engineering.
Okay. So daring, like that, or the crit notes, and well,
2
here
momentum?
we go.
No, successes.
Alright.
Apoo. That didn't work. That didn't work.
Come on, sneeze.
There we are.
Wow.
Well,
Okay.
At
Well-
least no complications. At
Let's
least
see.
no further complications.
okay,
Yes.
that was 16, so that was very close to being a complication.
Yeah.
However, you need to subtract the determination, by the way, on your character sheet.
Oh, there you go. No, there. How do I do? Oh,
Click
there.
on determine, yes.
There you
Okay, so, do you want to describe to me what you're doing, or because you know the outcome already, or do you want me to describe it?
I asked for duct tape and gum. Do I get it?
Yes, surprisingly.
And then I rip everything out, put things together, gum comes over, 2 trays of gum in my mouth, then put it on, then duct tape, round my mouth bit, then more gum.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks like a big gum and
Alarms
tape.
are going off.
everything.
Okay.
It just looks like gum and duct tape
Yeah.
is just everywhere.
As you've got your head in the console, you can hear what sound like sparks going off behind you somewhere. You focus on it,
twitches.
and you manage to get that right. Now, Severu is going to have to roll again.
Get
So,
the die.
do you want to buy another die for him?
Unless there are complaints.
I would say so. Well, no, not about complaints. I would say we should buy one. That's what I meant.
Okay, so rolling 3 dice. Complication range 2. Same roll. So cautious engineering applies.
There's 2 critical successes.
So
That would be nice.
here we go.
Come on, at least 1 success. 2 successes.
2 successes.
But a critical failure.
And no, that's a 20. Okay. So he's going to re-roll that one because cautious engineering.
One.
And that's success.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've regenerated the momentum. Congratulations. He's managed to not pull it back from what's happening, but he's managed to prevent it from degrading further. Yes, Panda isn't in this campaign. Well, at least as far as you know, he isn't.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe the one that went back to the past. I
so
don't know.
you're both working on your bits, keep things happening. The warp core behind is pulsating as things are going on, sparks flying. As we switch over to the Pathos, which means that this is the real Pathos. So,
Yes.
I was gonna say.
Good.
Thank you.
Good to know that. Yeah, that's real. That's really nice.
No, we got back.
so on the bridge, there is the guy at sensors. Says, Mr. Westacre, I'm detecting severe fluctuations in the energy emissions from the Theseus. It looks like the warp core might be going critical soon. So let me just have a quick look at Westacre's values. Okay. So because of his two values, one chance, don't lose it, and always live in the present, he says that I knew I should have come with them. I need to help them. And one moment, and just quickly pause, 1 moment, need to look up a thing. Okay? Says, I need to help them. Lieutenant, you've got the con. Looking at Doviah. As he turns the captain's chair, gets up, and walks towards the turbolift. And turbolift closed. Doors.
Okay, good luck.
Doors closed, and he's off. So,
Right.
you've got con. So,
Oh, so who's in the captain's chair?
you've got the con.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Con referring to
Wait,
control of the ship, of the bridge. Not con as in... I know it gets confusing, but...
Sure. Okay, so as a good luck, take the chair. Yeah, basically.
So, right. Well, so VGR, you say, well, Eliza says, crew, everybody back to the Pathos just in case. Well, if you were there, you would only have one shuttle, so that would mean you'd have to abandon everyone else. Okay, warp away quick, save your ship, screw everyone else. Well, that is an option, but that might get you into some trouble with Starfleet.
Not you guys.
Considering we're doing the reputation for this. So,
yes, we are doing a reputation.
is this the first time that Doviah is in charge of ship?
I don't know. Did it happen on stream
Probably.
before?
I think it's probably the first time, unless we're missing a thing. I think it's the first time.
I don't remember it happening.
I don't
Me neither.
remember it happening either. But
Okay, then let's say it's the
remember
first time. So,
I think it's always been either the captain, Yosef, or Nero.
Probably.
Yeah.
So
so
we've got a value. Would a value apply?
to what?
But you're not doing anything
You
yet.
mean from a roleplay perspective?
Yes.
Okay, so is there anything that you would like to do?
I've got the value, hold your reasoning close but your confidence closer.
Sure.
I think that could apply.
So,
Okay.
right. You get notified that a shuttle has left Shuttle Bay. It's heading over to the Theseus.
Would I know about why it has been sent, like what's actually happening with that, or would I not have been informed before?
Well, you can probably gather that it's Westacre going over to help.
Yeah, Wesley, of course.
So,
that makes
is
sense.
there anything you would like to do, or do you want to wait for now?
I don't know. I can't watch what's happening there. So.
No, but there are people on the Theseus right now.
Yeah, I could call the captain perhaps, or
Ding dong.
I don't know.
That is an option.
Sure. Okay, so I call the captain.
You tell the crewman at comms to call the captain, yes.
Yes, yeah. Okay.
So, yes, Captain, your communicator is chirping. Do you flip it open?
Yep.
Flip it open.
Captain?
Yes.
This is the Pathos just to inform you, Westaker is currently heading over with a shuttle, and if you need any assistance, feel free to call us, as always.
What made him make that decision?
I think he wants to assist you. I think he thinks it's too risky and he wants to assist you, from what I could gather.
I'm uncertain what risk he thinks has increased since we last spoke.
As you say that, Doviah, you can just hear what sounds like a console exploding in the background.
Ouch! Whoops!
I think it's probably that, Captain.
I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
Clearly,
but it doesn't sound very safe.
What information do you have, did you have before this call that would cause that decision? We can't lock on with the tractor beam until the warp field goes down.
I see. Okay, out of character. What exactly happened before Westaker basically went off with the shuttle? What was?
He said, well, you were
What
informed
did he
that
say?
the warp core is emitting some dangerous energy readings and it might be going critical sometime soon.
Oh, right. Sure.
That's the Theseus' warp core, just to be clear.
Yes. Well, Captain, when he found out about the readings that your warp core, the Theseus' warp core, is emitting dangerous amounts of energy, that's when he thought it was too risky, and he headed off with the shuttle.
At this point, Shiun and everybody else in engineering can feel the deck plates vibrating beneath their feet, in coinciding with the pulsating of the warp core.
We need to hurry
Is
up.
there anything we can do about this?
Don't distract me. I'm on top of this. I'm on top of this. Don't distract me.
Noted.
Alright, Captain, do you want me to keep the comms call open, or...?
Yes.
Okay, right.
Okay.
Good luck, by the way.
And if the warp field drops
Yes, sir?
and the warp core is still at risk, transport as many as you can off the ship.
Will do, sir.
Make sure all transporter rooms are ready.
Aye, sir, yes.
Master
I'll
work is
set-
over.
I'll see to that.
Okay. So,
So yeah, I order that to
great.
happen.
While you're doing that, Mr. J. Baylor,
Mhm.
hold on, I really need to look up something. One moment. Huh. Okay. Right. Mr. J. Baylor, who's at Science Station currently, looks over and says, "Sir, there are some very concerning subspace. Sir, look at that." He's putting it on the view screen. On the view screen, you can see the TOS top space with just a little bit of light there, just there at the start. The light's kind of growing, and there's kind of, as you magnify in, you can see what looks like a white tear, a white energy ribbon.
Mhm.
Not necessarily connected to that energy ribbon, but who knows? As it is kind of moving and waving a little bit as it's moving.
Where is
towards
it
us.
exactly?
It's about 2 AUs away, and it is moving. So he says, "Sir, it's moving towards us. It's accelerating. What are your orders, acting captain?"
I know.
He seems a little bit annoyed.
Yes. Captain? Well, actually, I'll catch it.
Yeah.
Would the captain have heard that?
If the
If the
comms
comms
call
still
is
open.
still open, then yes.
Yeah.
Captain, do you have any orders for me? For the ship?
Ow, that's gonna hurt.
There's a...
Which ships would be at risk if it continues on its current path?
Both. It is large, like it is a few hundred kilometers wide, and it's growing.
Both, sir. It is growing and it is heading right towards us both.
Do you think we can physically push the Theseus?
I don't know.
Aye, sir, ramming speed.
Will that be a feasible option out of character? I would maybe know this in character, so could that be done or not?
I assume it would have filled up.
If you evacuate the crumple zone, theoretically, yes. However, you could only do that at sublight speeds. You can't generate a warp bubble to go to the warp.
But full impulse would work.
Uh,
If we accelerate
Who
it
knows?
slowly.
Who knows? You might want to ask I don't know, maybe a Helms officer?
Sure.
Perhaps? Who knows?
I'll quickly
Nero
check.
has heard all of this.
Yeah, so he would know. Helm, would that be possible?
Ow!
Getting us both
That's gonna burn later.
out of the crumple zone at full impulse, perhaps.
So, Nero, you're currently very busy. If you want to think about this, you're going to have to make another roll to be able to override the thing, because to be able to get rid of to bypass the passcode. If you want to answer this question, you're going to have to make another roll. If you don't answer
No,
the
I can't,
question, if you
no,
don't
no,
answer
What would
it,
it take for someone else to answer this question?
I don't answer the
It-
question.
it would take a con plus insight check.
I don't ask the
Yeah,
question
that's,
and probably get myself burnt on the side. With
Not really this
sparks.
character's thing.
Yes. So, you don't get an answer.
Helm, I really need an answer right now.
So the one who's currently at helm on the Pathos turns and says, "Was the question addressed at me, sir?"
Yes, would we
Yes.
be able to...
Little lie, but sure.
Would we be able to escort... Would we be able to get both our ship and the Theseus out of the crumple zone of the approaching anomaly in time at sublight speeds? At full impulse?
That's gonna be a roll. So, do you want to buy dice on this? We've
Yes.
only got one momentum. Well, we've got two momentum, sorry.
One then.
Are you sure? Is this important enough?
Maybe get them out would be more important.
Yeah. Just try.
Just try?
Sure.
Worst case scenario, we just have to go for it because there aren't a lot of options. here.
Apparently we just have to go for it then because
So-
that's 2 17s.
Says,
Wow.
he says, I really can't recommend it, sir. There's no telling how the ships will react under that kind of stress. At the same
Yes.
time,
Although if we stand here, if we do nothing, we're
So-
sitting ducks.
at the same time, Nero finishes with the bypass.
That's how you do it.
Yes.
Ow.
A few minutes passed, and approximately 8 minutes passed, and the Hades gate has closed to 1 AU, and it's accelerating. So,
Okay.
what do you people want to do?
So Captain would have heard all this.
No, she's
Could we-
distracted.
Alright.
Could we attach it?
Sorry.
Attach
Is there a
it?
way we could attach the ship to ours?
Like docking?
No.
perhaps?
You've got tractor
No.
beams for that, but
Yeah.
no.
I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe if we started slowly and then accelerated gradually with the lock on.
Well, I wasn't assuming that you were going to accelerate normally. So,
Wow.
you've now bypassed successfully the
Yeah.
passcode thing. So, what do you want to do?
Is there anything else I need to do? I basically go, Chief, what else do we need to do?
Shut it down, shut it down!
Okay, shut it down.
Okay, so, 2 more rolls. One for Nero, to see
God
if he
damn
can
it.
shut it down successfully. And another one for Zeveru, to see if he can still keep things from blowing up.
Oh no.
He's already...
Well,
So he has failed one of his rolls. He's just about succeeded the second, with no momentum gain. So, yes.
Oh, I'm
we
sorry.
have 2 momentum left, right?
Yes.
Should be.
All right. So tentatively, we can set aside 1 for each roll.
Perhaps.
Yes.
Okey-dokey.
Unless...
Hopefully we'll actually get some with them.
Hold on. Need to quickly... Oh, is that? Oh, it's behind there. One moment. Need to quickly look something up.
I touched it.
Yes, I'm touching. Hold on. So
Oh
you...
damn it! I still got one normal
So
milestone.
main engineering, you can override pretty much anything from main engineering, right?
Normally, yes.
Normally, yes. But we've been messing around with a lot of stuff.
And so have they in the
Yeah.
few... Well,
No
who
kidding.
knows how long.
Uh,
So, do you want to make the roll? Do you want to buy dice? Do you want to use your milestone if the situation is at all relevant to the adventure in which you gained it?
No.
No?
Right.
Just no?
don't know.
To all of them?
No. Right. Yes. For if I can for the extra dice. Is it still daring and engineering, right?
It is going to be daring plus engineering. The difficulty is going to be 2. Complication range 1.
Okay. I'm assuming that quantum mechanics still doesn't apply to
No.
anything. Yeah, no. It's one of those I really should have thought about beforehand. Oh,
But
well.
quantum mechanics does apply in a lot of other situations.
Just not this one.
Yeah.
Just not this one.
I can't remember how I got that one actually again. I have to figure that one out in the back story again. Right, anyway, okay, let's go.
let's go.
Helpful.
All right.
Ah, congratulations.
All right.
So,
Yes.
that's working.
And the purchase die was needed,
Yep.
Yes.
so we're good.
Okay. So, now it's time for Mr. Zeveru.
Who also gets a die.
Also gets a die. Everybody okay with that? You lost momentum.
Yes. Is chat okay with that?
So it is...
Chat! Are you there, chat?
I think they are. I hope they are. So,
Oh, can't hear them.
this is going to be a difficulty 3, complication range 2. Focused use the S, cautious
Holy
engineering, and right. Do you want to buy another die with threat?
Cool.
I don't think so. How difficult is it?
This is a difficulty 3.
Oh, eek.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and I checked. He doesn't have any values that currently apply. So
Yeah.
it would be 2 threat.
Yeah.
Okay.
but like we're in a really rough spot here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah, we probably should.
4
we
dice.
probably should.
4 dice. Complication range 2. Focus used yes. And you can reroll 1.
Okay, 20.
Okay, well that's 3
20s.
successes. It's 3
Oh,
successes.
Two critical fail. For some reason, Nero rolls
Come.
1 die though for me.
That's
if
odd.
you do that.
That's really odd.
Hmm.
So he's
Yeah,
gonna reroll.
I don't know what's going on with yours.
He's gonna reroll one of the complications. Of course. Oh, another success. So he's actually generated 1 momentum. And by the way,
Right.
he rerolled the last of the complications,
Yeah.
so that does matter. Not that that matters that much. So,
The one that was a 20 rather than a 19.
yes. So, he says, okay, things are happening all over the place. You shut it down. As you're doing that, he's just about managing to keep it under control. However, I'm going to use that 1 complication that's still there, that first one, and he's to add a trait, basically. So he's going to say, so basically that he's working, and as Nero, what do you say when you complete the shutdown process?
Done.
Okay, as you say done,
Done, Chief.
he says, right, I'm almost there. And it's going,
Ooh.
and he says, right, it's stable. We did, I said, I was gonna say we did it. There is a explosion of sparks at one of the other consoles. Looks over, he runs over. He says, we blew, looks like we blew some of the warp coils. However,
But is the warp field down?
the warp field is down. Yes.
So now we can tractor beam it.
Theoretically, yes.
And we can keep it in our warp field.
Yes.
Alright.
So,
Fair enough.
Try do that.
So, back to the case. We can hear the music in the background. Dun 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 dun. As you can see on the view screen, the ribbon getting closer and closer and closer. It's getting very close. Ooh. So, what do you want to do? You've
Get
just
them in our
heard-
warp field, tractor beam, maximum warp.
Okay.
Aye, sir.
Right.
Everyone, you are the captain.
So, J. Baylor says, yes, acting captain. I did hear her. He really doesn't seem very happy for some reason. Who knows why? Just for reference, he is a lieutenant commander of rank.
Yeah.
And Doviah is a lieutenant junior grade.
Oh.
So, this point, the shuttle, of course, has already landed in the shuttle bay of the Theseus. So that is on board. So it's not going to cause any issues, probably.
Hello, Willis 9621.
Hello, yes. So, move over, darling. No, move over to the ship. And this is going to be a roll, a daring plus con roll for whoever's the crewman who's currently at con. So, do you want to buy a die? I won't tell you the difficulty. Or complication range for that matter.
So we got 1 momentum back.
Yes. So we've got 1 momentum. This roll is to maneuver into place, lock on with the tractor beam, and go to warp. To do all that quickly enough. Well, as quickly as possible. The ship will
So-
assist, by the way.
Yes. They'll have assistance from the ship. We can buy one with momentum. Do we want to buy one with threat? Again. As much as I hate it, like, if we don't succeed in this, everyone is screwed. Like, this is
I'd say
end
we
of
do.
campaign,
I'd say we do.
potentially.
I'd say we do.
The
I'd say
way
we
we've been
do
rolling,
spend
I'll
threat.
go. Good hard yes.
Let's spend
Okay.
threat, I'd say. Nella also says do it. So
Okay.
1,
Yeah.
2,
Let's go for it.
yeah.
3, 4, 5
Let's go for
Right.
it.
already.
Buy 0 dice. No. No.
Okay, so rolling 4d20, and then plus the ship
Threat and determination.
I don't think
says
the NPC
infamous.
can use
NPC.
determination.
No, this is a minor NPC. So,
That's a pity.
here we go.
Good luck.
I don't
Wow.
think we can do a.
Is that all successes?
Okay. That is
Maybe.
one success.
Ah.
Wow.
Yes, it's just a
NPC
crewman.
stat.
Just a low level NPC. So,
We're not gonna do another. No.
Oh no.
so, who would like to roll for the ship?
I can do it.
You can do it? Okay, great. Makes sense, you're on the Pathos. So, there's going to be engines plus
Oh, jeez.
Con.
Yeah.
New all round, I
Only
think.
Not
can
new
buy
ship.
dice for the ship.
Knew everything.
Yep.
Focus used. Yeah.
I'm overlooking.
Complication range 1? Or what is it?
complication range 2.
And I can't buy dice for the
No.
You can't.
Well, there's already the 5th die anyway.
Yeah.
A success.
That rolled a
Success.
great roll for me,
Alright.
actually.
So
That's
that's
something at least.
2 successes.
Two.
Okay. So, new ship, everyone. Anyone?
New
Okay.
ship, anyone? Anyone up for a new ship?
Okay. Well, if this campaign's finished, we might as well start a Star Trek Pirates campaign.
Oh, hell yeah.
Anyway, so give the order. Helm moves in. Over coordinating with the tactical, which is over on the other side. So on the other side of center, in front of you, those 2 consoles. Maneuvering in place, locking on with tractor beam. This feels like it's taking ages, but how do you respond to that? Do you try to speed them up? Do you
Could
just
I use my...
bite your lip?
One moment. Doviah.
It feels like it's taking ages.
Yeah. Could I use...
And you're getting constant updates from Jay Baylor on how far away the
Yes,
thing is, it's getting closer and closer and closer.
Yeah.
Hold on a sec. I need to check something.
Sure.
We can't, teleport
Okay.
here with the.
What did you check?
Question.
Also, one of my other values is...
Mi-
Go ahead.
mechanically, this is not the exact same situation.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be your call
Mm-hmm.
whether or not we can use it. So I have decisive leadership, which means in a conflict, I can keep the initiative for 0. Can I do some sort of leadership thing to trigger that?
Well,
Or something similar?
there are 2 factors. One, this isn't really conflict. Yes, it's an action
which is the
situation.
primary thing.
Yes, it's an action situation, so maybe, but the main thing is that you're not currently on the bridge of the Pathos. It just doesn't have the same effect if it's just a voice coming over the speakers.
Okay.
So,
Could I also
unfortunately,
enable
no.
Then I'm out of
Yeah.
options. So
Could I enable video
Good
or
luck.
only this?
No, it's just the communicator.
No.
It doesn't. So,
I've also got Never Lose Hope, Survival First, Luxury Second.
pull out your phaser. It's then a conflict. Yes, it is a conflict with Nathan mostly.
Yeah.
So,
Can I do anything at all to speed things up or not?
you can try to encourage them if you would like to.
Which would probably be some sort of command role.
It would be command plus
Which
presence.
everyone in our
Sure.
group has good command,
Yes.
so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, everyone
Yeah.
except
So
for...
I'll try to cast inspirational speech, even though I don't have that thing. I'll just try to do that.
Well, you
anyway.
are the commanding officer.
Yeah.
That's just to generate momentum.
Yeah,
All right. So
So it's a difficulty
But-
0 task.
what's the complication?
But this is-
range?
Complication range is just 1.
basically,
Okay.
this is a specific task that is not a preset thing.
Yeah.
You're just trying to help them.
Okay. Could I use theatrics focus?
Sure, go ahead.
Here we go. Countless presence.
Just 2 complications.
No.
Wow. You do your best.
17
Nice.
and 15.
It ends up just distracting everyone.
Well, you didn't roll a complication.
Yeah.
So, you do your best, but you don't think, it doesn't feel like it's going any quicker. And so you've locked on, and you are going to warp, and Jay Baylor says, Sir, I'm losing the stars. The ribbon is still 15,000 kilometers away. We're managing to hold distance.
That's good.
And you're at warp.
Also, can we check? Is the other ship also with us?
Unfortunately, yes, it is.
Oh, don't do.
Just check the rear view mirror. Oh, we've lost something. Okay.
They just keep moving away and out. We need to get
Yes.
out of the path.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Just running away, we're gonna get caught.
So,
So, we can't change our course while we're warp, though,
yes,
right?
well,
We'd have to exit warp, turn, and then enter warp again.
I think you can change course while at warp, but you can't make any handbrake turns, basically.
We can't drift around in space.
I drifted in a spaceship. He has like fun. Go do that
Not
some
worry.
But we were just trying to get out of the path
Yeah.
previously.
So- Do you try that?
Yes.
Okay.
I
Give the
d-
command, they press some of those jelly beam buttons,
Yes.
and on the view screen you can see the star field, well, as it's kind of fading away, moving. You can see the ribbon. You can see in that classic TOS fashion as it kind of shifts as the ribbon kind of disappears off the view screen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then it just reappears in the center of the view screen. You can't shake it.
Its pacers fly up or down.
Well, who says they didn't try that?
My concern is that the ribbon would also fly up and down, so...
So, Severu,
What to do? What to
Hudson
do?
says, sorry, we should have transporters now.
Great.
Pathos' cost is trapped too. It won't make a difference.
That is a point, sir. Is the anomaly gaining distance on us?
Nope. It's staying at the same distance.
Dunno. So... I really don't know.
Is there addressing everyone who can hear on this call?
Do you mean the Discord call?
In character.
Or...
In
Alright.
character. Is there anything we can do that might disrupt this energy and allow us to escape its hold?
I was thinking about that as well, sir. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what
Because-
effects it would have if we...
We can keep traveling as we are and hope that it's our perception that is off and not the actual physics of the space we're in. But if we're wrong about that, then there's nothing else we can do. It would be too late.
At this point,
Yes.
Joseph Westaker enters engineering, comes in, phaser drawn, says, "Captain, what's happening?"
Both Theseus and the Pathos are being pursued by the Hades Gate.
Can we increase the warp speed?
We're already at max.
Surely we can push it a bit more.
Not safely, but Zaveru, could we?
Okay, so one quick thing. Hello, Willis. Welcome. Thing about the stars is they are fading out. They have faded out. If you look out a window,
Yeah.
look at the view screen, it's just black with a white energy ribbon chasing you, staying at distance. So, Zveru, it would be a roll for him. So there would be an insight plus engineering. It's only difficulty 1.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to switch over to that. Yes.
Mhm.
No, that's Westaker. Hold on. There we are. Insight plus engineering. There we go. Huh! 2 successes. Two momentum generation, I mean. Got 2.
Wow.
Great.
He says... Right, I could probably push the warp drive a bit more, but we wouldn't be able to sustain that speed. We wouldn't be able to sustain the speed we're traveling at currently.
I see.
It may be a risk we have to take.
At this point, Mr.
Sure.
Canner steps forward and says, "What has happened?"
The Hades Gate has returned somehow.
Hades Gate.
The phenomenon which got you in this situation to begin with.
So what you are saying is that your meddling here has not helped in any way.
It has given you a chance.
Very well. Guards,
If this fails,
keep an eye on
you're
them.
no worse off than you were.
Guards, keep an eye on them. I have to rest. And he leaves.
Right. All right, Captain.
We have to hope that our speed capacity will serve us better than theirs did them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, Captain, should we try accelerating a little more?
Yes.
So,
Zaveru?
yeah, Zaveru would have to go back to the Pathos Humane Engineering.
Yeah.
For this.
Transport us?
Is it fine to transport since we're in the same warp field?
Should be.
Okay, then yeah, transport him to our main engineer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be more difficult. It would probably be better transporting to...
Fine, yeah, transport him onto the pad.
Unless-
And
Okay,
blah,
yeah.
blah, 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 blah,
Yeah,
blah.
yeah. This, yeah.
Unless he would use the Theseus' warp pad, the transporter pad, and then it would be easier, but I don't know.
It's fine.
Sure.
So, does anyone else want to beam back?
Well, the transporters of the Pathos have been prepared, so yeah, you could do it.
Who else wants to?
Can we lock on to the location of our hostage?
Yes. You've got a signal on the communicator as well.
Then yeah, transport Zaveru, then them, and if that succeeds, then us.
Okay, so yes, people get beamed off. There seems to be no issue. Not even gonna need a roll for that.
Great.
And everybody who wants to get beamed off gets beamed off.
Brilliant.
Should I get beamed off to fly or not?
It's up to you. Might be good.
I'm not going to leave the captain on her own.
And start
Technically,
rowing at
actually.
ramming speed.
Actually, yeah, why not?
Okay. Right, so is any of the away team staying over on the Theseus or not?
Is Westacre staying?
Yeah, no. No. He
I
wants...
don't. I think since all the things we're trying to do at this point are are controlled by the Pathos, I don't think staying on board is going to help our efforts.
Okay. Do you also want to transport certain other individuals over?
Can we snag Canner
You might be able to.
and anyone who's on the bridge?
Just swoosh, and he's gone.
You can... Well, anyone who's on the bridge, yes. Canna, it's going to be a bit more difficult considering that you don't know exactly where he is. But you might be able to find him.
Right. We'll try. We'll try them both.
Okay.
Oh no.
One moment, need to make a quick note.
Sure. It's fine.
That way, worst case scenario, we have hostages for both the offies and the collies.
Right.
No, we're not going to Ryza.
Yeah.
It will be different though, because it's the original series, so maybe it'll be interesting.
So,
Well, no, I'm just saying.
game over.
Us and Ryza has a bad situation.
So, this is going to be a roll for the transporter. It is going to be... I would say difficulty 2. Complication range 1.
1 die. I definitely wouldn't want to go any more than that because we need to save some for the warp speed increase.
Yay.
Yeah. So let's do 1.
Okay. 1? Sure. Ship assists. 3d20. Huh. That's
Wow.
4 successes.
Whoa, that's a lot.
So we're suddenly at 5 momentum. Congratulations.
Oh my god!
And so, Dodd, would you like to roll for the ship?
Sure. I haven't rolled yet today.
This is going to be engineering. This is going to be engineering plus sensors.
What would the river do to a sun?
Engineering. Complication range 1?
Yes.
Okay.
DM.
Yes.
Just what would the ribbon do to a sun?
Who knows? So, we're maxed out on momentum.
Blowing the sun up.
Yeah.
It appears that your trusty and slightly drunken transporter operator is doing a good job today.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Good job.
So you all get beamed over, you give the order, and
It's not there.
so you're all still in, well, Zavera is off to the engine room, but you're still in the transporter room if you want to be.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
For when the other, the hostages, shall we say, your guests, your dinner guests, shall we say, arrive.
Oh no. Who started that, by the way?
I have no idea.
Was that me?
I mean, no, definitely not you.
It was
Oh,
before
that
I
was
joined
me,
the
wasn't
campaign,
it?
so...
It was me that started it.
It was, yes. Anyway,
Oh.
so,
That doesn't surprise me.
operates the transporters. There are 2 individuals who seem to materialize a little bit, but then they fade out again, and you can hear the transporter operator's blue skin antennae as he's an Endorian, white hair, saying, no, come on, I've got you. He pushes some buttons, reaches underneath the console, pushes some more buttons, then re-energizes again, and you can see the pattern buffer, from the pattern buffer, the rematerializing on the transporter red materialize 2 people. One of them is a very familiar man, your favorite NPC, Nathan Canner. And the other one is a woman you have not seen before.
Huh. Right.
I'd like to say, welcome to the USS Pathos.
They both seem stunned. Kenner steps forward and says, "What trickery are you up to now? How did you know my plan?"
What plan?
"You knew I was planning to arrest you. What have you done?"
No. We're trying to stop our crew and yours from getting stuck in some sort of time dilation for another century or more.
At this point, the woman steps forward and says, "Nathan, if you're behind this, I'm not amused. He says, "Me? It's them."
If you cannot be reasonable, then we will have to contain you. For now, you are visitors.
Command plus presence, please. I'm
can do that.
I'm going to set this to difficulty 1, but complication range 2.
Okay.
Welcome to the USS Pathos. We are currently in the process of rescuing you, in case something terrible happens to the USS Theseus, which it's just about to.
Persuasion?
Sure. By the way, we're maxed out on momentum.
Yeah. I'd like one.
Yeah,
Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
because I just want you to see this.
Oh my god.
Wait, those were...
3 20s? Three 20s in a row. Are you serious, Roll20?
Is that a malfunction, Roll20?
So,
I don't know.
If a determined...
Actually, do I see them beaming across?
You didn't go into the... You didn't go into the
I mean
transport
on a screen or something.
No.
Would a notification...
You would have been informed that they've been beamed over, but...
Okay.
Yes, I would have gone
So-
in the room at some point.
Dodd, would you
I
like...
only had to get a 17 or lower.
20 is bad. 20 is bad. 20 means complication.
Yeah.
So... You know, you can use determination to re-roll.
But which one of
I
them?
can.
And you could
I
also
can.
use your milestone if this is at all relevant to the adventure in which the milestone was gained. Because the thing is, for determination, a value has to apply. To use the milestone,
I
to that
don't
effect,
think
you
any
don't.
of mine apply right now.
It's the opposite to D&D.
Hmm.
20 is bad.
Yes, 1 is good. 1 is very good.
On. So basically, what's the actual odds of getting 3 20s?
It depends on how you
It's got
look
to
at
be
it.
ridiculous.
Because if you look
Yeah.
at each one individually, then everyone is just a 1 in 20 chance.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it gets complicated.
Yeah. So like obviously if you look at it over like many different rolls it's going to average out, but
He says, your conflict thing might apply right now, says Nella.
no.
Is there any way that you think that your milestone, the adventure could somehow link? So okay.
The captain takes the shuttle and rams it into the mouth of the planet killer. Oh wait, wrong episode.
Yes, and he wasn't a captain, he was a Commodore.
Yeah, yes.
Commodore Matt Decker.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Alright. So
yes.
my normal milestone that is banked.
Mm-hmm.
But you would
Was
be captain.
from Salt Vampire.
So, the only way that I think this could potentially apply if we stretched it a little bit would be that you did a lot of tension. What's the word? Getting rid of tension when you were first talking with the salt vampires, and it could have gone wrong so easily.
There were a million times
Exactly.
that
However,
risking a more diplomatic approach could have gone horribly, horribly wrong.
exactly. So, because you did risk the diplomatic approach, and it did pay off, I think that could possibly be stretched to connect to this. Because again, you've got these multiple people, tricky situation, you could risk it, the diplomatic approach. Diffusing, thank you. So you could risk it again
All right.
if you want to. I would allow that.
I think so. I think this is a good time to do that.
If it's at all possible.
So I don't roll
yes.
3 complications in one roll.
So,
yeah.
which dice do you want to re-roll?
I'm allowed to reroll all of them, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna
All
do
of them
that.
it shall
Thank
be.
you. Oh, if it gives me more complications, for goodness
We've been
sakes, roll
rolling
20.
really bad. We really
Don't-
have.
That would
I roll
be-
fine for the ship.
Nella wants to see 3 more 20s.
Don't do that.
Don't disappoint Nella, Dodd.
Please disappoint. I always see him cry.
Ah.
Yeah, disappointed.
That's so much better.
Okay.
I want to see them cry.
So we went from having 3 complications to having 2 overflow momentum.
Oh my god. Thank you, determination.
Oh. By the way, you still have your point of determination.
All right.
You use the
I need to
milestone.
mark off my milestone.
Yes.
Let me mark off my milestone.
Ah.
Oh my god. Oh,
Okay.
jeez.
This game's just mental.
So, you manage to pull off another great speech, and you get them to cooperate. And in the spirit of cooperation, they not only give up their knives, which they're carrying, but also their phasers, which were both set to kill.
Oh, great.
So, congratulations. Now, on to the next crisis. So, okay.
Oh, I have a new emoji. There you go.
Yeah, if those 3
Yeah,
Anyway.
that would have had to be severely punished.
Yeah,
rolling
it-
that badly.
anyway,
My character was probably dead at the very least.
probably. So, right, let's see if Severu can boost engine power.
Right.
So
We are
it's going
full
to
on
be
momentum.
engineering plus reason. So this is a 16.
Do I get to the bridge yet?
Sure. You
Yeah.
arrive at the bridge. You relieve the now very relieved crewman. So, do you want to spend dice?
It's okay. I got this.
Do you want to spend dice for Severu?
Yes. Yes.
It's only going to be a difficulty 2 task. Complication range 1.
Definitely 2. We're full on momentum. We might as well.
Well, the ship is going
Yeah.
to assist anyway.
Yeah. So 2.
2?
I'll take 2.
So that's 3 momentum in
Unless
total.
anyone disagrees.
It's fine.
Sounds so
fine.
enthused.
Yeah, we've got the momentum.
Nero, are you okay with it? Spending 3 momentum on this?
Nella, are you okay with it?
Basically, if I don't say anything, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay.
Focus used, yes, again. It was good giving him the warp engine's focus. So, here we go. And he gets to re-roll a die if it...
Sure. 4 successes
4?
again.
Wow!
Okay.
Go Zaveru!
So, Rogue, do you want to roll for the ship? This is going to
no.
be engines plus engineering again. Actually, no. In this case... Ooh.
Engineering.
Hmm.
And
Actually, in
and,
this case, it is going to be, I would say, structure plus engineering. Because the engines
Oh,
can
no.
handle it. It's the issue if the structure can handle it.
Hold on. Yeah, I think that's structure.
Right.
Download difficulties. I think that's it.
Okay,
Okay.
that's fine. 0 is okay. Got 4, only needed 2.
Alright. Still
Cool.
full momentum then.
So, what do you mean full?
No.
Actually 5. What?
5.
Yes, 5.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
So, he's boosting output, and you can see suddenly you've got more power available. What do you do, Nero?
Do what Nero does best.
Okay. Do you just try to outrun it, or do you try to shake it?
That's his do or die, drifting everything in space. Like just to do a Fast and Furious. What does he in space? Sounds like a fun idea.
By the way, I'm really looking forward to making the thumbnail for this stream.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to roll for this?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not going to
Okay.
tell you the difficulty.
Oh no. Oh no.
You would remember that the last standing orders from the captain were to try and escape it.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, we'll try to escape it.
So you're just going to try to outrun it.
Outrun it, escape it, turn around the sun of it,
Which sun?
upside down.
You
any
look on the view
sun,
screen,
Just,
there are no suns. The stars are gone.
just,
So,
just,
this is
Skip
going to
line.
be...
Get out, get out.
just get out. Yeah, just fly somewhere.
Yeah, well, if it's moving in a straight line, but we've proved previously that it's actively chasing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so alright, that's the chase, and then
this
I'm
is
gonna-
going to be con. And so, do you think that Nero is currently in a relatively calm state of
Yes.
mind?
because he's in the ship. If he's not out the ship, he goes a bit.
Okay, so then you can use control. So
Yeah.
command and control.
What?
Sorry, control and con. My mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said it right the first time, that
hold
counts.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Can I use a focus? Hold on. No, can I?
I don't think you
Motion
can.
recognition.
Uh,
Oh no, stars is that, damn it. I can't do
No.
it. Damn it. Can't use baggage, I've done that already. Okay.
The only things, a little thing I want to give you earlier, but I forgot. The only things that Jay Baylor has on sensors is one, of course, the energy ribbon thing, and two, just scattered protium and hydrogen 2 and helium particles.
Ooh.
huh.
Alright, let's see if I have to go to the roll. Right, how many
the-
dice can I
The ship will
buy?
assist.
One?
So the ship will assist, so you can buy a maximum of 2 dice should you wish to do so. We've got 5 momentum.
Yeah, Nella's
We
against
would
it,
like to
but...
do so.
Oh, he would be.
Basically. We really need them, so...
Anyway, yeah, so,
Time to execute a Corbomite maneuver to try to scare it off. Dot, do you remember what the Corbomite maneuver was?
No.
No,
Ah.
either.
It's in the episode with the first Federation, where basically you
right.
say something like on a unsecure comms call, you say something like, "It has come to this. Activate the device of doom." Yeah, to try to scare away the enemy who are thinking that they're they're
right.
sneakily hacked into your comms, whereas you actually know that they're
Uh.
listening. That's basically the Corbin maneuver.
Okay.
Anyway, back to
Okay.
this.
Anyway,
So
how many dice shot am I allowed to buy, guys?
maximum of
one,
two,
Two.
because the ship will assist.
2? Okay, you sure?
Yes. So
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, so I'm doing 4. Yeah, hey.
Are you sure the
So
ship was it?
it's got 2 dice left.
Yes, yes, we're sure the ship will assist.
Good.
Right, ready? All in 4 dice, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Concussion range is still 1, right?
Complication range is still 1. Yes.
Okay, I think everything there. I think we're good.
Okay!
We're good.
Okay. So
Another 4 successes.
Kango, would you like to roll for the ship?
Yes, sure.
This
We need to
time.
get
If
level
no one
1
else
because
wants
I saw
to,
this some
that
epic
is.
good.
This time it is going to be engines plus con.
Engines plus con.
Come on,
That
how
is
is it?
complication range 1.
Yes.
Okay, Pathos, yes, of course. 1 die. You need to use Pathos, sure. Nope. That's a
Ooh.
16.
Okay. So.
9.
Eh,
Yeah.
apparently not.
Okay. So
Let's see what 4.
you do your best
Oh,
you pull
no.
off some really, really good maneuvering. But no matter how much power you put into the engines, no matter how much the ship shakes from the sheer forces acting on it,
Ah.
the energy ribbon is staying at a constant distance. It's not getting closer by even 1 kilometer, and it's not getting further away by 1 kilometer. It's just staying there, chasing.
God damn it.
Unholstering Borg sphere. So.
Baylor.
What Willis said. Yeah.
I did read that. You said Baylor?
Yeah.
Okay. Says, yes, Captain. Oh, by the way, did you bring the other two onto the bridge with you? Because that would be the most diplomatic thing to do, to keep them... Okay, sure. Yes.
Come on!
Keep them at bay.
So yes, yes, sir?
Well.
It seems to constantly be maintaining the same distance. What do you think would happen if we stopped moving?
That's gonna be a roll.
Well,
It's gonna...
out of character, when we were stationary before, it did move towards us, so it would probably...
So-
I don't know.
But the question would be if we would become trapped in it, or if it might go past us.
So, this is going to be a science plus reason check for him. We've got 2 momentum. It's not going to be that tough.
Willis suggests to slow down a little and see if it also slows down. That's a good
Slow down
suggestion.
and speed up, see if it gets closer or stays the same. Yep. So, do you want to spend 1 momentum on this, or do you want to just make him roll? He's going to be assisted by the ship.
Roll.
Just roll without buying dice? Okay.
Yeah.
So, rolling 1d20. No, rolling 2d20. Okay, that's 1 success.
Okay.
Dodd, do you want to roll for the ship?
Sure.
This is going to be science plus... In this case, I would say computers.
Okay. Just 1.
1 success. So, he thinks for a moment, use the console for a bit, thinks for a moment again, and says, I don't know. It might be worth seeing what happens if we slow down a bit.
Very well. Nero?
Get it.
You
Let me slow down a bit.
reduce warp speed?
Right, so am I back on helm? Well, actually, you're back on comms, I mean.
Yes.
Great.
You feel slightly ill from the radiation poisoning still, but you've got more than enough strength to continue.
Okay.
Turn around and head for it at full speed.
Straight for it.
See who swerves first. That is a good call.
What if we both swerve in the same
Yeah,
direction?
played
That-
chicken
yeah.
with energy beams. That's the
Shoot
way to
the
go.
damn thing.
That's a good
Game
call.
Game of
I've gotta
chicken
admit
loved
it.
it.
So, slow down a bit. Slow down a bit more. Look over to Jay Baylor. He's looking in his sensor thing. Says,
Oh yeah.
it's keeping distance, sir. How much do you slow down, Nero? Do you want to slow down all the way to warp 1, which is light speed?
A little bit. Do it gradually.
Okay, so you slow down to warp 10, warp 9, 8, 7.
It's
Go
still stay
down.
the same.
Still staying the same. Slow down to warp.
Okay.
Slow down to warp 2. Still staying the same. As you approach warp 1, speed of light, Jay Baylor says, Captain, it's catching up. It's catching up.
And speed up.
You speed up. Okay.
And step on it.
You speed up. He says, right, it's staying at distance. It's a bit closer than it was before. But we're keeping it at distance.
Can we just shoot it?
You can try.
I also thought that. But I didn't know. I don't know how it will react to that.
At this point, the woman, whose name you don't know, who's on the bridge currently, she says, she kind of mutters a bit and says, This is what happened. She was right. Huh.
If we were at or near Warp 1, would we have enough speed to escape its path?
It depends on if it is tracking you, if it's following you or not.
It seems to be.
Try to talk to it, open
But-
comms. You can try.
But it stopped. When we're traveling at high warp speeds, it is definitely tracking us, and it is keeping a constant distance. When we dropped to a lower speed, it stopped maintaining that relative distance.
Yes.
There's a possibility that traveling at about light speed changes its behavior to the point where we can outmaneuver it.
Might be worth a try. Who knows?
Yeah, it might be, but it would be quite a hard roll, I would imagine.
What do you mean a roll?
Who knows?
Are you doing a barrel roll?
Maybe.
No, an aileron roll.
To
you want me to do
maneuver
a
around
barrel
it, I meant, yeah. Yeah,
I don't
barrel
think either would help us in this situation.
roll.
I think it may be the only chance we have. Otherwise, we're just going to maintain this constant relationship until we burn out our engines.
And what happens then?
Who knows?
Well, what happened? Do you see any Time Lords peeking through this? Yes. Well,
Yeah,
no.
I know.
Well, the thing is, you might already have a case study of what happens. Because
Yeah.
who knows? Anyway, so
Alright.
do you want to try this?
Yes.
Could do,
Slow to the point where that distance just starts to close, and then evade.
Okay.
Hey, there we go.
So, this is going to be just a normal difficulty 1, but because you're towing the Theseus, difficulty 2. This is going to be, I would say, control applies. Control plus con, ship assists. They've got 2 momentum.
Shall I use one?
Yeah.
Sure.
You really... Okay. I mean, it's understandable.
Okie dokie, here we go again.
Yeah.
Okay.
2.
2. So you've generated 1 momentum. And the die you bought did do stuff. So that's good.
Yep.
So,
Nice.
Kango, do you want to roll for the ship?
Uh,
Orders, highly comprehensive, sir.
comprehensible.
Comprehensible. Alright. Symbol.
So what's your roll? So that's...
There's going to be...
No.
It is going to be engineering plus engines. No, sorry, con plus engines. My mistake.
Okay.
I was thinking if engineering would apply with the tractor beam to keep the two ships together, if that's the thing that's causing issues, but I think con would just cover it.
Con plus engines, that's 1 die, complication is 1. Right?
You hear a murmur from a crewman. Captain Kirk would know what to do. Well, the thing is, Spock would probably know what to do.
Open comms and hail the space crack.
That is true.
Cyborg, is that you?
Not Kirk's job.
Cyborg. Anyway.
I'm just as good.
Complication is 1, right?
So...
Yep. Roll.
I forgot to switch it to...
Well, that's still the roll. So, we generated 1. Generated 1 momentum, that's good, we're still at 2. So,
okay.
Slow a little bit, it's catching up. Distance is closing. Try to avoid it. You see that it starts going off to the edge of the view screen a bit as you're trying to avoid, but it comes back to the center. Still tracing you. Getting closer.
It's definitely tracing us.
And closer.
God damn it.
And closer. Do you want to speed back up?
Speed up a bit. Yeah.
Sure. Speed back up. It's now a little bit closer still.
Oh.
So.
Can we just...
Second crewman mumbles back. Scotty could get more speed out.
and
outrun that thing.
They should stop their mumbling. They're just distracting everyone.
So, what
from the
do you want
task
to
at hand?
At this point, the woman whose name you still don't know says, "This is exactly like what the bat said happened all that time ago.
Yes.
All those stories were
Yes.
right."
Yes.
So, any bright ideas?
Shoot it!
Do you? I mean, you could literally reach over to the console next to you, press the button, because you are on the next to each other.
Okay.
Shoot them by a torpedo.
Do we know what it's made of yet? Can you counter it to neutralize?
Energy.
neutralize it, like
It's made of
putting-
energy.
It's a tear between parallel universes.
Yeah.
You haven't scanned it yet, but what could you realistically gain from that? That is really funny. Third crewman mumbles.
Yeah.
Damn it, Jim, this is Pathos, not the Enterprise.
How you told to Jim then? Yeah.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
How does warp work, canonically?
the way warp works is that you expend so much energy that through subspace as well, you compress the space in front of you and expand the space behind you. Thus, essentially, you're not really moving faster than light, but rather you are changing the distances that you have to move to be able to reach your destination in a shorter distance than you would otherwise have to do if you were in normal space-time. Now that does tie in with subspace in Star Trek, so that's how warp drive works.
Will
Although
this launch a
there-
probe? So
You could try that. I mean, you have got 243 left.
oh no, we're running out.
So there are also singularity drives which work differently, but anyway, there's also warp waves in TNG that were experimented with, where you had this wave going between stationary things that could essentially, a ship could surf that wave so that it wouldn't have to spend its own energy. But anyway. So, what do you want to do?
Oh, it's so tempting.
I mean, launching
Okay.
probe is not a bad idea, I'd say. Could try that.
I would like to send one probe into it and try to send one probe out of our warp field to the side.
Okay. So, you're gonna have to fit the probes with warp sustainment drives, but that'll work. We'll just have that done off screen. That'll be fine. So, which one first?
One into it.
One into it. So, probe is launched. You can see the little flare behind it. And get closer, closer, closer. You get telemetry from it, and the telemetry, as it hits it, the telemetry starts to slow down that you're receiving. The telemetry, you're getting it at a specific data rate, but the rate at which you get it gets slower and slower and slower until you're not getting anything from it. It's gone. I know, but we might have to extend the stream slightly if we want to finish it this time around.
T minus 4
We'll see.
minutes
We'll
of
see.
counting. Yeah.
What about the one to
Yeah.
the side?
Well, you haven't launched it yet.
Well,
Okay.
yeah. I would like to move on to that now, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, launch that. Flies off. You're getting telemetry from it. It's flying off, and getting further and further away, and it just keeps getting further away.
Is the Theseus still capable of entering warp speeds?
No.
I didn't think so.
When you found it, it was trying to be in warp. It was trying to have a warp bubble around it, which was it was failing to do that, to be at warp, because the warp coils had literally burned out, some of them.
Yeah. So I just keep thinking of how when we got the Hades Gate description, we were told that it's a ribbon through space that can be pulled through subspace disturbances, and I'm just trying to think if our warp is actually keeping it in our track.
It might be.
And if we left warp, if we would just get out.
Who knows?
That seems like the most logical solution to me.
What do the other players think?
And so it's the one I keep going back to.
Well, we'll always try it.
We could try it.
I mean, if we drop out of warp speed and that's not the case, then we're definitely going to get caught up too.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's one shot. Either it works or it doesn't.
Yep.
No, this is a series. It's not a one-shot.
Ha.
Ha ha ha.
Big, it is at this point a few 100 kilometers wide, and probably a few dozen kilometers tall. So, does anyone have any other suggestions, or what are we doing?
We could try firing at it, but I don't know what would happen then.
I mean, you could
well,
try...
theoretically, it'd have to be a torpedo.
It would have to be a torpedo, yes.
So we could try that before trying anything else.
Okay.
Just to see what'll happen, but I don't know what'll happen, so...
So Nella...
It might make things worse.
So Nella, yeah, they fixed it with Voyager with a variable geometry warp nacelles because it makes it more aerodynamic if they change the shape like that. So it can account for the shape changes to basically be the most aerodynamic it can be, which is also why the later vessels look different. Anyway, that's enough of that. So...
And I do like Willis's suggestion of sending out a probe that can, I don't know, send a message or something.
Sure, you can rig that up. That's fine.
Yeah, I would like to do that.
What's the message?
We're being pursued by Hades Gate.
Okay.
Well.
Help!
We will attempt to fire at it with photon torpedo. If that does not help us, we will attempt to leave warp speed.
That sounds like a plan.
Willis beat me to it, yeah, he did.
Okay, so...
Basically, I don't think a distress call is going to help us at this point.
So, that's the message? Basically informing them of your situation and what you're planning to do, yes?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think Shiun would think at the very least, even if it fails, it gives the Federation information
Okay, that's very logical.
about this phenomenon.
That's very logical, congratulations. So,
Thank you.
get shut off, you now have... Hold on, let me check my notes. 240 probes remaining. Suddenly that number doesn't seem as big, does it? Right, anyway.
It still seems massive.
I know.
Thank you.
I know. So,
Yeah.
probe gets sent. Get telemetry from it. You get the message, and the message slows down and slows down and slows down to nothingness as it completely vanishes. Start self-destruct sequence and try to scare it off. Worked for Kirk more than once. True.
But it's not Kirk though. He has plot armor beyond plot armor.
Well, so, what do you want to try next?
The torpedo, perhaps, but I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's do that
Torpedo.
then.
What yield? Do you want to do maximum yield?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bad idea.
What does that exactly mean?
It's just a rough concept. So, you now have 245 torpedoes left.
Oh no!
A blue bolt of light shoots out, flies around, goes in. Do you want to manually detonate it when it is entering the ribbon? Yes?
Yeah.
Sure.
Goes in,
Press the button.
boom. Explosion happens. It starts to happen. You're reading it on sensors. It slows down until you lose all data of it.
Oh no. And did it affect the ribbon at all?
There's no visible effect.
Well, that didn't work.
That's a pity.
All right. Then
The ribbon doubles in size. Oh no.
No!
then we exit warp speed
Oh,
and try
don't
to
say
escape.
that.
That's the order, yes?
Yes,
Are you
that is
sure?
the order.
Okay. So,
Can't really do
It's the
anything
only thing I
else,
can think of,
so,
and
yeah,
either way, we're wrapping up this episode.
yeah.
one way or another.
Exactly. I mean, okay, so, Nero,
I mean,
what
if
do
it
you do?
fails, it was dramatic.
Mm-hmm. It certainly was. So, Nero, what do you want to do?
Okie dokie, I will follow orders.
We'll follow orders. So, do you remotely pilot a shuttle full of snacks into it? Maybe it's just hungry. Maybe. You can try it.
It's not a Snickers.
Oh,
I
well,
bet I got those.
we've already got
So,
torpedo
so,
and a few probes.
do you want to just drop out of warp, or do you want to drop out of warp and attempt to avoid it using impulse power?
Second one.
Second one. Okay,
Sure.
so that's going to be a roll.
God, I knew you were going to say that.
I'm
I really hope we'll roll well with this.
not going to give you the difficulty or the complication range.
So what would we set it to then? On roll 20?
Just set it to 1 and I'll look at the dice.
So,
Hmm.
so we have 2 momentum.
Correct. And over 20 threat.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can buy one with our 2 momentum and another for threat. Yes.
You can mix and match. So if you want to buy 2,
Yeah.
you can use those 2 momentum and 1 threat. That does
Yeah.
work.
I would like to do that
That's better.
if
And it should
everyone is
assist anyone.
okay with that.
I am
That's
okay
cool.
with that.
Right, so how many dice am I rolling?
4.
4.
Okay.
Because the difficulty is increased because you're towing a ship.
So what is it, control and con?
In this case, I would say it really should be daring. Unless,
Okay.
because if this isn't daring, I don't know what is.
Yeah. We're all getting a little daring right now.
Uh-huh.
Roll all
But hey,
dice.
if we
this is,
fail,
Neo,
I don't have to
fun.
worry about my reputation going down. In this case,
Aw. Well,
doesn't
Well,
matter.
character's reputation, yeah.
To bury the
Well,
space
Neo
target
is a bit
dice.
daring when it comes to flying, so
That's a funny thought.
what's the point? Oh, would
It
it
would just
still
go
count
numb,
as
basically.
What was
Right.
that, rogue?
well? Neo is a bit daring when it comes to his flying, so
Yep.
I do want. Right, yeah. So it's 4 dice.
Mhm.
Daring con no focus because. Okay, hapu. Right.
Okay.
It's not a bad roll.
Wow.
That's quite a good roll.
So, Dodd, would you like to roll for the ship?
Sure. When we're rolling.
Engines plus con.
Okay.
Okay, that's 4
Okay.
successes.
It's 4.
Wow.
Four's
So,
good.
That's good.
So, does the campaign end?
all I can see is CangoFango arm, and it looks like is hanging on the wall when looking at Shoutouts. Well, so
Do I get my Fast and Furious style
you
ship? Scene.
breathe, take a breath, and you do it. You drop out of warp. Warp field collapses. You can see the warp debris vanish as you drop out. Immediately hit the impulse engines to try to get out of the way. Will this be the captain's final episode? Stay tuned next week. No. We're wrapping this
Same
up
TOS
today.
time, same TOS channel.
So, trying to dodge it. However, because of the increased difficulty of towing the ship, perhaps, who knows
Yay.
what it's from. Anyway, the Hades Gate is tracking. There's only a moment's time of realization as it hits the ship, envelops it. You feel a bit lightheaded as everything kind of fades to white. And I need everybody to give me a medicine plus fitness check.
Would I get a complication on that because of my radiation poisoning?
No, because the radiation poisoning is just the negative to the fitness thing.
So that's medicine plus fitness?
Mm-hmm.
My medicine and fitness are great. That is a 9. Let's see how that roll goes.
For me, it's an 11. My fitness alone is 9. Survival?
No. No focuses applied.
Theatrics also not.
No focuses, no. Just a straight up roll.
Sure.
2 successes?
Nope.
0.
Okay.
So, Nero, I'm gonna need that roll from you as well, please.
Yeah, give me a sec.
You've been running from your own shadow the entire time.
Yeah, no kidding. 1.
1. Okay, so. After everything having faded to white, the last thing you notice is being thrown across the bridge violently just as everything fades to white. Alarms going off, and then there's nothing until Shiun regains consciousness. You're half slumped over the railing, the red railing, and you feel a throbbing pain on your head. Vision is blurred. As you gain focus, you can see the fires going in the corner, and everybody else seems to be either unconscious or dead. And there seems to be some damage to the consoles in the bridge. So, Neki, the network executive. Oh no. So what do you want to do?
What does it look like outside?
Do you want to go find a window, or do you want to look at the view
A
screen?
lot of duct tape.
The view screen, I'm assuming.
Screen, I guess.
Okay, look at the view screen. You manage to pull yourself onto the captain's chair, push the button to switch the view screen to the other thing. And there, you can see the stars.
Great. I'd like to use the ship's sensors to evaluate life signs.
Okay. You run a quick scan. The numbers you get match everybody who should be alive, both on this ship and on the Theseus. However, there does appear to be significant damage to the Pathos' structure. At this point, Nero, you start to regain consciousness as well.
Oh. That was not fun. Ow.
As you get up, look at your navigation console. You see that you are stationary, and the stars are back.
Damn.
So Doviah regains consciousness as well.
Right.
Is there anything anyone would like to do? Where and when? Wait, what? Oh, where and when are we? Well, that's a good question.
I make an announcement over the intercom that engineers should start evaluating our structural damage. That everyone else who can should go to med bay. That any medical officers who are currently conscious should try and find anyone who's at risk. And I'd like, is there a way I can like loop that message for a while as people are still waking up? Yeah. All right.
Okay.
And I'd like to try and use sensors to see what situation we're in.
So that's going to be a roll, probably the last roll of the game. So this is going to be science plus reason.
The last roll of the
Assisted
game.
by the ship's science plus sensors.
Okay.
Not the last of the session. The last
It's gonna
of the
be
game.
just the difficulty 1. Well, no, it's difficulty 0 because we've got advanced sense suites anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Two.
So
Can someone assist?
Rogue, do you want to roll for the ship?
What are we rolling?
Science plus sensors.
What character?
Good question. Where's the space crack? That'll
I
be an
think
answer
vanished.
that probably will be on the thing that
What
runs
was it again? Sorry.
Science plus sensors.
Sure. I think that says that.
I would think that would be.
Oh, science. Sorry.
Getting
Science. There
away
it is.
from us
Sorry.
now.
Brain. Sensors. I think that's.
Nah, that's okay.
No, didn't get anything.
So get 2 momentum if that counts for anything.
Mm-hmm.
So
Big if.
the Hades Gate seems to be gone. There's no sign of it.
Thought so.
However, there also is no sign of either of your 2 probes. No message being received that you were transmitting. And the torpedo the torpedo explosion.
Oops.
That might account for the damage. And also why the 2 probes aren't there, maybe. Who knows? The other ship is still there. It's still got the tractor beam locked on. The Theseus.
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting reports in from different systems, from different areas. Nobody seems to have been killed. There are a few serious injuries, but nothing that can't be repaired.
And on the Theseus?
Well, that's going to be a bit more difficult to tell. However, running some detailed scans, all the life signs on board seem to be relatively stable.
All right. I'd like to get the other captains involved on making sure everything on their ship is okay.
So I think that since I think we can probably wrap this up now.
Mm-hmm.
So the warp fields in the Funky Chicken? Nope. The warp fields are both off. So what happens after is the little war on the Theseus gets resolved. Well, the Theseus does carry families because it's a colony ship. So that little war gets resolved. As it turns out, the Offies, who were in control of the bridge, had the codes for engineering, and the collies who were in control of engineering had the codes for the bridge, and so they were, as it turns out, for a long time now,
They had to work together.
been fighting to each try to gain control of the control area for which they had the codes. Neither of them succeeded. Eventually, of course, that'll all be solved. What happens with them? Probably you'll bring them to a starbase where you will get minor repairs or an outpost or something for the structural damage. But that can happen between episodes. And yes, Jay Baylor informs you that he's gathered a lot of scientific data on the Hades Gate. And his best guess is that... Actually, you know what? This needs to be a check. This needs to be a roll. This needs to be science plus reason. Do you want to buy dice for him?
Sure.
Sure.
Give him a die.
A die? Okay. Okay.
Okay.
3 successes, sure. So his best guess is that the Hades Gate that you saw was never an opening into another parallel universe, but an exit out of one, into your universe. You never recorded when you entered, probably when the stars disappeared. So by dropping out of warp, which is what happened to the Theseus, when their warp coils failed, they dropped out of warp. They fell into the Hades Gate, and the rest is history. That's his guess. Who knows how much truth there is to that?
Technically, we never outrun it.
Technically, you never outran it.
No.
And
We were
neither did
technically
the
in it when we were
Theseus.
running it.
Neither did yeah.
If I
Neither
had
did
to guess
Theseus.
right.
If you had to guess right.
Yeah.
We technically, as soon as we started trying to run it, we were already in it.
Well, that's his guess, but who knows? If you had conducted more scientific scans while you were wherever you were, maybe there would be more data to go on.
Could
That
be
was
much
a
more
bit-
climactic.
That was a
than
bit
that.
anticlimactic. What do you mean anticlimactic? Players, do you think that was anticlimactic? And be honest, please.
I don't think so.
No.
So,
We seem to be alright, so that's quite nice.
I mean, at this point, there is still a distinct possibility that we're not
really
quite
back?
in the same
That you're
situation
not-
we were in before.
Do you mean that you're not really back?
Yeah.
Well, who knows?
I'm sure we will do at some point.
So anyway, we've gone 23 minutes over time.
Yep.
Okay.
Right, so... Chat, what do you think of that? Felt like you kind of ran out of time and just ended it. I actually went pretty... I did speed up a little bit, but that was the thing that was being set up from the beginning. Because you could have theorized about that when they said, okay, we're outrunning it, we're trying to outrun it, and then nothing. And then you find it, and they're trying to still be at warp, but they're not, meaning they dropped out of warp because their engines burned out. So the solution being that it's actually just an exit was pretty much right there. At least I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so looks like that colony isn't going to be set up as as quickly as anyone had hoped.
Yeah. Certainly not with those people.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, just throw a bunch of people who thought that everything about traveling through space was just stories, and throw them onto a colony with a civilization that we are trying to have a stronger alliance with. Yeah, that sounds great. It's going to end really well.
Send them to the re-education
Yeah,
camps.
the
as
re-education camps. Totally not a sinister place at all.
Yeah.
They should really invest in some PR. Anyway,
Yeah, I mean,
what? What do you want to say?
I don't know. Not sure. That's the thing for the reputation thing. Like, was the mission successful?
Well, I think that the definition of your mission changed when you encountered the distress call. So
That's
Sure.
something we can
We can do
discuss
later.
when we do reputation.
yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much going to be that now. So thank you all very much for watching. I hope that the ending didn't feel too anticlimactic for you. Yes, a lot of the roles weren't necessarily, the stakes weren't as high as you thought. But then again, that's what the situation was.
Yeah.
Anyway, so next time we'll have a new episode, a new adventure, as the Pathos is heading to the edge of Federation space. And beyond, maybe. So, until then, thank you all very much for watching. This stream will be archived on YouTube. I think you should have left it the last thing you see is white and told us next week what happens. Well, I could have, but then we wouldn't get a captain's log. The episode wouldn't really be finished. I can see how everything you see is white, and then having the resolution could kind of feel a bit anticlimactic, but yeah, time constraints a little bit. Anyway, got it back to dry dock. You broke the ship again. Well,
Yeah.
we can solve that between episodes, probably. So with that,
Yeah.
ooh, my internet just dropped quite significantly.
I
there.
saw the stream freeze for like half a second. for
Anyway,
me.
so I'm gonna end the stream now.
Sure.
Thank you all very much for watching, and bye everybody.
Yes, it was very
Bye
fun.
bye.
Bye.
Yes. Bye, everyone.
Let's see if Room's Bath is here.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think they are? There we go.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Look
bye.
at that.
Yes,
Exactly.
indeed.
Bye-bye.
Bye.